your relationship with Him, because He's the one that's going to get you through everything, and He's the one who you need to be listening to. You need to be able to hear His voice in your spirit when He's talking to you, and so you need to be praying every day and asking Him, teach me how to hear your voice. I hear these from people all the time. I don't hear from the Lord like you do, but you can. You can. There's nothing special about just my relationship with the Lord, because I've worked on it, because I've built it that way. And you've got some time left to where you need to be doing the same and asking Him to teach you how to hear His voice, because you people need to be led by Him and recognizing His voice when He's speaking to you in your spirits, because you're not going to have the internet to tell you what to do. You're not going to have television, radio. You may lose contact with people, period. And so you need to be able to hear His voice and how He's leading you. So you need to be asking Him every day. Ask Him for the truth to be revealed in all things, so that you'll learn the truth in all things. And ask Him to teach you how to hear Him and how to recognize His voice when He's speaking to you. A lot of people dismiss it. They think it's just a hunch or intuition. And a lot of times that's the Lord speaking to you. And so it's just a semantics and learning that, it's not intuition, it's the Lord speaking to me. And so just learning things. And now's not the time to walk away, I know I hear from people all the time, I'll come back to the Lord when things really get tough. You won't. Because if you're not building up your spirits now in the Lord to be able to withstand the things that are coming, you're going to be the first ones to fall over in it. What are you going to do when, there's no stores, your baby needs formula, baby's crying, baby's going to starve unless you get some formula? You're just going to pray and ask the Lord to count on it for Him to take care of him, or are you going to go get that chip and that mark and join Satan's kingdom? I can see a lot of believers really faltering over this one because they didn't expect to be here when it happens. Now, a lot of them are going to be here. If you think if I get upset just watching a line of people lining up for food, just wait until you start seeing people that you've known have been Christians their entire lives accepting the mark of the chip of the beast. It is going to be heartbreaking. And so, just a heads up on the things that are coming. One of the things I thought was amusing was an article in one of Israel's newspapers. Meteor sparks fears of UFO, Iranian missiles in Israel. So a relatively large and unexpected meteor streaked across the sky over central Israel Tuesday evening, sparking widespread fears the nation was under attack by Iran, Syria, or perhaps aliens. The large, bright ball and flaming tail were visible around 8 p.m. and were seen by thousands of Israelis from Jerusalem to Tel Aviv. As soon as the meteor had disappeared, burned up in Earth's atmosphere, clouds of the beliefs began pouring in. What if it is Maitreya trying to arrive? I know he brought down the Capricorn. No doubt, I've seen it in the codes. And with all the fireballs we've seen across America and Canada and Europe and Australia, everybody's seeing fireballs. I really wonder if he isn't trying to arrive, and he just keeps crashing out of the sky. I think it's funny, and I think that's why he's still sitting and hasn't made his real public appearance yet, because he's just going to wait for Jesus to arrive, because Jesus will bring reinforcements. And so keep going, folks. Keep getting the word going out there. We're winning battles. We're winning a lot of battles against them. They have to change their plans. And it gives people more time to prepare for the coming things that are going to be coming. Stocking up on food and medicine, putting some money back, so if they lose their jobs, they can pay the electric bills and all kinds, just all kinds of things coming. And so, just ask the Lord to guide you on what to do, on what to prepare, how to prepare, if you should, if you should buy food or save money or buy coins or whatever you need to do. Just ask the Lord to help you prepare, because He'll know exactly what you need to do for your area. If He's telling you to get out of your area, then get out of it. Certainly if that comet was to hit the Atlantic, like they've been waiting for every year for the last decade, it would take out a big chunk of our East Coast. And so, I don't really have any fears that it would take out New York City. It's not time for New York City, and New York City doesn't get taken down by water. It gets taken down by fire, and so not time for that yet. But it could be the one that takes out Florida. I've warned Florida's going under the water in Japan, and could take those out. We really don't know. I don't know. If it hits, it hits. I don't see anything hitting until 2009. But be it for me to know if this is 2009 or not already. All I can do is sit and wait for things to happen because of the timetables of the different timetables between the Hebrew calendar, and our calendar. And so, just in the meantime, listen for the Most High. If He tells you to leave an area, leave the coast, leave. We should leave the coast anyway. You should be getting out of these areas that are just inevitably going to be underwater, such as California and the East Coast and Florida. You should be getting out of those areas to begin with. And, I warned Japan last year, if you're on the island, get off. Because Japan's going to go under, and so it's just a matter of time. And the Lord does give time when He warns, but how long have I been warning that one now? A year? That's plenty of time, and the Lord's thinking, my thinking too. I mean, you don't know when these things are going to hit, and you can't say you weren't warned either. And so, quit. People are going to think they still have time. They have time, and time's going to run out someday. Anyway, I'm going to answer a few questions for the show, and then I'm going to wrap up. I'm not going to spend a lot of time answering questions tonight, but I will answer a few. Let's see. Alright. Here we go. Yeah, blessed sister, yes, hard times are coming, and Yahuwah's people need to prepare for the emotional aspect of all the suffering that will be going on around them. It'll be very difficult to deal with. Did you see Obama's Germany speech? His speech sounded like up-teen end times novels and videos I've seen throughout the last 20 years about the Antichrist. I now believe he is a candidate. What do you think? I mean, come on, 200,000 Germans, what's that all about? Keep up the great work, Sherry, in the name of the Most High. Yeah, bless His warriors. Two of the most dominant names in the codes are Bush and Obama. And so a lot of the things that I've seen coming, Bush is still president. And so it's almost like if something happens to Bush, then Obama will inherit it. So I don't see John McCain in the picture at all. And Hillary's all but dropped out of the codes at all. So it's totally changed out of her favor. And with Obama, I still think that the destruction of America will still happen under Bush. I still think it's going to happen under Bush's reign. And so, maybe in 3 months from now, it's going to be a lot different. America's going to go a lot different than it does now. Could happen. Question from a listener. Let's see. Seems like Satan has a predestined agenda, one that the Lord has him and his dominions working for him. Hurt the ones without the seal of God. Why does Satan go along with this? Why doesn't he and his dominions refuse? How do we, UI believers, know when to fight against Satan and when not to, if at times he seems to be doing what the Lord requires of him? Well, that's simple. Everybody just does what the Lord requires of them, what the Lord leads them to do. If the Lord leads you to fight against Satan, fight against him. He's got 144,000 of us fighting against Satan. So, Satan ultimately serves the Lord's purpose because he's a formidable foe. He actually believes he can win. He actually believes he can beat the Lord. And so the Lord tests his people. Who do you really serve? Who do you really love, me or him? You want my kingdom of my kingdom in heaven, or do you want Satan's kingdom on earth? Because we're like children of God. And his kingdom is within us, and we're planted on this earth to live on this earth, and we have to deal with Satan and all his minions. But who's your real love? I mean, is it still with the Lord, or have you gone over and kind of loved the things of the world, and you got one foot in Satan's kingdom and one foot in God's? And you know what? You can't do that. The Lord will just kick you out of his. Sister Sherry, question from a listener. I'm noticing the book of Enoch, Lucifer isn't mentioned as one of the rebelling fallen angels. Any idea if he was one of the watchers that were part of this rebellion? I was thinking that he'd be involved in everything against the Most High. He ruled over all of them. I mean, Satan's rebellion happened before the Watchers' rebellion. There were two different rebellions. Satan's